Hello. And yes, that is a Rover 114 GSi behind me. But for a quick change of programming, why don't we have a quick look at how it got to be sat there? It is absolutely hammering it down. I'm soaked wet through, and I've just been sticking the trailer on in the pissing down rain. So great, not at all the kind of weather you want to be picking a car up in, but there we go. I'm also late because there's a horse box, car and trailer, you know, horse box in front of me. And I hate those. They're the slowest things on the road. They should be banned. They should have either an hour window where they're allowed to drive on the roads, or they should strap the horses to a trailer like we have to do with cars. So I've drawn a picture of what I mean here, but that is how horses should be transported, not standing up in these boxes rolling round like smashing their heads against the wall. They should be strapped down, they can't move, get them to the destination as fast as you can. Anyway, horse box ran over. I just thought I'd tell you that while it's annoying me and sat in front of me at these lights. Anyway, I'm on my way to Wigan. It's 45 minutes left to go, so when we get there you can have a look and see what you think of this car. Something a bit different, I think, you know.
It's key in. I'll try again.
Yeah, keys in.
You can see how it's thingy though, can't you? It's that mould, isn't it? Off your hands, isn't it?
A proper one. Bloody hell, it's automatic as well, isn't it?
There's not so many. It's all the white one for the wing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And it's just took leather out of that. It's got that on
Yeah, I saw that as well, yeah. Look at these wheels on that, they're brilliant, aren't they?
Are they?
Dead smart, dead cool.
I've always another set of alloys. There's a brand new one somewhere. Can't find it.
Look at that 114 GSi.
But you can see it's just been sat here, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're just...
Well, if somebody can salvage it, you know what I mean? Not so bad really, is it?
Well, that goes. They are flying. Are we on?
No, a bit further.
A bit further. Oh, Jesus Christ. 300 quid.
Yeah, I think you said, yeah.
I don't think I've ever been so sopping wet in my life. It's July, by the way, yeah? July the 27th, I think. This time last year, I think it was about 38 degrees. Oh. Anyway, Rover's on the trailer. How do we like those apples? Just no time to look round it properly, but what I do know is she's rusty. We love rust. But it was cheap. I'll tell you what I paid for this one. I never usually do, but we'll tell you. 300 quid. 300 quid just for a bit of fun. You know, wouldn't it be great if we get it running, get it driving, send it round Anglesey? Wouldn't that be a good time? Right, there we go. We're out. So why a Rover 114 GSi? It's not exactly, you know, a Lotus Carlton, is it? Or an Escort Mexico. No, it is not. But they've got a soft spot in my heart. When I was like 17, 18 and a stupid driver, I had like a 111, you know, the 1.1 litre 100. And I remember going through this bit near Bangor in North Wales, and the road was dead wide. And I just pulled the handbrake at about 70 mile an hour, and it pirouetted in the road about 10 times. And it was the most fun I've ever had in a car. And I probably looked like an absolute hero to anyone that was watching, but it was the middle of the night, there was no one watching. My two mates that were in the car, they were loving it. What more can I ask for, you know? So I just wanted to relive those days, really, and just get my hands dirty on one, just sort of have a bit of a look into one, you know? See what they're all about. And a GSi is obviously their top of the range. Rover did GSi and Vauxhall did GSi as well. Did any other manufacturers do GSi? Can't remember. If you know of any other GSIs apart from Rover and Vauxhall, let me know in the comments. Be interested. Right, I'm going to get this back to the workshop, get dried off, and then hopefully it'll be a nice sunny day and we can get stuck into it, you know. So it's not exactly a red hot sunny day, but I kind of like that, but it is better than how it was when we picked the car up. So yeah, here she sits. The wind has escaped from all of the tyres, some in quite a dramatic way. And she's looking, yeah, she's looking like she sat there for 10 years, not for the 2 weeks that it's actually been. Let's take a little close look and see what we've actually bought now that it's not wet and we can have a proper, you know, 2 minutes walk round of the thing. The car is almost, the front of the bonnet is almost in line with my knees. It's very low down. The suspension, very drum and bass. Don't know why, but we're going to have a look. So I bought this completely unseen, knowing that it was cheap and, you know, what's the worst that could happen? Well, I mean, that's some of the worst that could happen right there. And there's some light bubbling around the arch. Cool. Some nice greenery. We always like to... Look at that fly. Oh, it's gone. Nice greenery there. Lovely stuff. Cobwebs, rust. Missing a centre cap as well, which is quite disappointing, isn't it? I'm hoping it's going to be in the car somewhere. Look how low it is. The mud flap's practically touching the floor. Slight perishing of these seals. God, you could almost just pull the... Okay, cool. It's got a sunroof. Look at these scratches on the roof. Dear. Looks like someone's had a barbecue on there as well. Cool, okay. What's this here? Box of tissues. This, I think that's sort of indicative of the type of owner that owned a Rover 114 GSi. There's probably travel suites in there somewhere as well. So, Foxfield, Wigan, Rover Mini and MG dealership. Not far from me at all. I can't really get down that side. It's a little bit. Let's have a quick look. Just get past here. God, look at all this. More greenery. Now, one thing I did notice when we were loading it on the trailer is, what's this? What is that pipe for? A little bit more corrosion starting to appear. Yeah, not as bad as some that we've that we've looked at, but yeah, still pretty rough. We'll just pop that back down. Just nice, much better. I feel that we know even before this happens that it's going to be very rotten underneath. But that's, you know, that's completely understandable because it's a Rover, it's the UK, and I think it was sat on something that wasn't stones or concrete or tarmac. Sat on some vegetation which leaked into the metal, you know, and made it all rusty. But it's not the worst I've ever seen. Underneath there's probably going to be a different story, isn't it? So what should we do first then? I think we should get the keys and see if the doors and boot open. I've got the keys, but I have cheated slightly. I do know that all these doors are already open, apart from the boot, which I couldn't get into, because my sort of apprentice, my mate's lad, was here the other day doing some work helping me with the Spitfire, and I managed to utilise him for sort of 2 or 3 hours to clean out the interior, because this is what it looked like when I picked it up. Yeah, pretty rough. It was not in nice nick at all, and it's weird because the Ambassador was exactly the same thing. It's almost like the type of cloth they've used, you know, Austin Rover, leads to that kind of sort of mould, because you don't really see it on any other cars. Like, it's just weird. You see it in you know, in some ways, but nowhere near as bad as this in the Ambassador. So he got in there and he gave it a good hoover out and a good wipe down and just sort of made it look all nice again. So at least I'm not going to catch a second dose of hepatitis B, which I'm really pleased about, you know. So I'll get these doors open. Lovely, yeah. Oh my god, it's got electric windows. But yeah, this boot has been like a real issue. Can't get it open. Everything's sort of... Oh! Ignore all of that. The boot was fine. Just wasn't turning the key properly. Okay, well that's a first. Don't worry, it's not a dead body. Close though. Now when we picked the car up, we couldn't fathom how to open the boot, even though I just managed to do then. I mean, it's full of art. Look at that ceramic coaster. I might use that to put my cup of tea on. And that there, whatever that is. Is this someone's homework? Someone's arts homework? Life painting. Okay. Oh my god, right, this is going to get a bit nudie now. Let's get these out. Bit of blue for the dads. Oh, what have we got? Oh my god, there's so much of the stuff in there. Wow. Well, thanks for this, Thomas. Jungle. Oh, so this is animals, this one. Okay, very cool. I like it a lot. Oops. Yeah, okay. We'll pick some of these to go on my wall at home. Oh, okay. Nice. Don't understand any of that. Let's see what this is. Okay, okay, that I said I could see what this is. I did not expect that. Wow. How interesting. Give that one to Dickie. Right, here we go. If you any young children watching, cover their eyes. Oh God, look at this. She looks like she's having a good day. Waiting for a bus. Sitting down, waiting for a bus. Oh, in a nice cafe somewhere. She's got clothes on. Waiting for a bus. God, set of whaps on it, you know. I missed one there. Bus is late. Bus is always bloody late, isn't it? Oh, God. Whoa. 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 YouTube guidelines. I think it's okay because it's a painting, isn't it? Lying down, waiting for the bus. That was amazing. There is another one though. Should we have a quick look at that? They were really good. Well done, Thomas. Fantastic. Really cool. Mixed media, something or other. Not sure what's in there. Okay, cool. That was very interesting. And that is the first time I've ever found anything like that in the boot of a car. So I'm going to clear the rest of that out and see what we've got under there, because I haven't found those centre caps and I'd really like to find them. Carpet inside the boot, again, a classic sign of an Austin Rover product. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of carpet to protect the boot. Very discerning Austin Rover owner. Oh, look at that though. It's all there, isn't it? Spider on me. What's in here? I'm looking for centre caps. That's a full size alloy, spare wheel though. Nice. With a tyre, we'll probably use that shortly. No centre caps though, but that, you know, looks all okay, doesn't it? Not bad, not bad. Parcel shelf with no 6x9 holes cut in it. It is as though I am sat on the floor. Wow, the roof is still very mouldy. Okay, I'll try not to breathe much. Locking wheel nut. Perfection. Electric windows. Wonder if they work. That is a very nice Austin Rover cassette player there. We are showing 52,000 miles, and I've looked at the MOT history on this car, and that is legit 52,000 miles, and you can tell as well just by looking at how clean the interior is. It's in really good nick. No sort of wear on anything, but it needs the biggest clean of its life. On the roof anyway, the seats and the carpet seem to have come up okay. Bit green there. Oh. An array of tax discs. 2013. So yeah, last on the road sort of 10 years ago-ish, you know. Which isn't as long as some of the others that we've done, but it's long enough to get into a pretty sorry state, it would seem. And you can see the last MOT histories, they've sort of all been underside is getting crusty, underside is getting crusty, underside needs welding, underside's dead, and then it stopped being on the road. But come and have a look in here. I mean, look at this. Electric windows. Look at that. Veneer. Bit of cassette storage down there. Always good. Look at that though. How nice. Do you remember when things had buttons? That was good, wasn't it? That steering wheel as well. Great. But yeah, look, headlining. Yeah. Still a bit mouldy in places. That's okay. Seats are really nice, they come up okay, haven't they? Let's go on the other side. Rather fancy snail. Yeah, look, 52,695. Showing it's got some petrol in it. All three pedals are in the up position, which is handy. And yeah, cool little steering wheel. Really like that. Ooh. How is that snail not getting crushed? Why is it so low down? My back, my poor back. Right, okay. What was that? Why aren't you opening? Ooh. Okay. Spiders. It's got a battery though. Looks like that'll just charge straight up. No. What's in this car is a 1.4 K series, okay? Now, for people who may not be familiar with British cars and the downfall of Austin Rover as a company, the K series helped pave that path for them, okay? You know, the K series is a engine that some people love, but they're all wrong. It's one of the worst engines out there. That it's a kettle. It's a kettle. You drive the car for 30,000 miles and then it's a kettle after that. You know, they boil over for fun. Head gaskets constantly go on them. They're pretty gash. They're in a lot of the Rovers. They go 8 valve, 16 valve, 1.6, 1.8, you know, and the 1.4. I've had several, the MGZRs really, that I've known friends have had as well, where the head gaskets have just gone. So this one's probably gone as well. Let's have a look at this oil cap and we'll see what it looks like underneath. Surprisingly very clean. But yeah, as a whole, not really the best engine. And this was at the sort of time when Rover was entering a real steady decline, just before BMW bought them. BMW bought them and then decided that they didn't actually want the competition of Rover and decided to just completely drive them into the ground. They couldn't get funding and stuff from governments and things, and generally this massive car manufacturer that the UK had had for generations collapsed. And it was this kind of thing that was leading up to it. So you had big reliability problems, big build quality problems. And if you look at this car now, this was competing money-wise, right? So this car would have been about 10 grand when it was made in 1997, okay? So 1997, this was the second generation of Rover Metro. They did earlier one, which you'll probably recognise more because it doesn't have the body-coloured bumpers and stuff. And then they did this one for a few years. Now this was the range topper, the GSi. The GSi was the best one you could buy, you know. And it had the 1.4 in it. And you could get a 1.1, you could get a diesel, you know, all this sort of stuff. But it was about 10 grand for this model. And at the time, you were looking at other cars in this segment. So you had your Fiestas, your, you know, Volkswagens, lots of other cars, Peugeot, Citroens that were coming in and making, frankly, better products. So a lot more space inside. This is very, very compact inside. The suspension's just a pain in the arse. You know, it's not something that any other car manufacturer really does. It's hydroelastic. We learnt about this in the Ambassador video, and yeah, it just collapses all the time. It's very unreliable, and it's just, yeah, very comfortable when it works though. But yeah, lots of things which the other manufacturers were sort of not doing, but Rover was doing. And yeah, build quality reasons, space, you know, slowness, unreliability, lots of sort of, you can see the age in it in quite a few places of, you know, lack of development because they weren't really putting that much money into sort of R&D. And yeah, inevitably just led to them, well, this model died a death because of NCAP. So over here in Europe, I don't know if you've got it in America. If you can tell me what your version is in America, I'd be very interested to know. But NCAP in Europe was something, I think Renault had a hand in it, which is why they always used to win, strangely. But it was a crash safety rating thing. And all the cars took part in it, and then when you got a car, you'd look at the NCAP rating, and if it was, oh, it's 5 out of 5, it's incredibly safe. This got a 1 out of 5. It was the lowest possible score that you could get for an NCAP. I think you could get a 0, but no car ever got a 0. So this was the only one out of that small sector that got a 1 out of 5. All the, you know, the Ford Fiestas, the Volkswagens, Vauxhalls, they didn't. They got better scores. And that really drove a big nail into the Rover Metro, at least. And then they went off and, you know, after this sort of time, went off to do MG things and all this sort of stuff. BMW took them over, and the rest is history. But yeah, they are still cool little cars in a lot of ways. You know, they're not completely just like, this is the worst car ever made. Amazing fun to drive. You know, you've got to wring the neck of these things to get them going. People race cars with K-Series engines. They do head gaskets in between races, but they do race them because they're dead revvy, they're dead fun. You know, they're an okay little engine. Incredibly unreliable, but okay. And when you were sort of a ute and you were looking for a fun little first car, these were great because A, you didn't care about dying, so it didn't matter. But B, they were relatively cheap to insure, and they were really fun to drive. You could lower the suspension just by like releasing a bit of the hydrogas and all that sort of stuff. So people used to drive these things around on their ring. You know, it was dead cool. Quite a bit of cobwebby type stuff. Oh, and a Ginster's Cornish pasty wrapper. Love that. Okay, just pop that in this skip here. Why is that off? Interesting. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you compare this engine, right, to like a Peugeot 106's XU or whatever they're called, I can't remember. Used to do loads of them. And you can see, look at the design of the manifold. I mean, it's just all very sort of... this Rover, this engine, sorry, had gone on for so long, you know, and they'd just been change it without really developing much in the way of sort of new stuff. Look at that, that's sort of lying on its back as well. That's interesting, isn't it? Those fuses haven't got a cover on, that's going to be a nightmare. Great. Okay. But yeah, I mean, still a bit of a soft spot for me. They're just fun little cars. And cars don't have to be perfect to be fun, do they, you know? You know, and it's quite often that the more flawed and less sort of revered cars in history are some of my favourites, you know what I mean? I do enjoy sort of the oddballs. And this is definitely one. What is that? Okay, ignore everything I said about R&D. That is a yellow plastic dipstick. How good. Wow, right, let's just dip that again and show you. Either that's water or that is the clearest oil I've ever seen. Nice. Right, so what's your thoughts with this then? Do you reckon this is going to fire right up? Just stick a battery on it, twist the key? Could we be so lucky? There is some belts and stuff there. I don't know if the engine turns over. Vintage Austin Rover product. There is still water in there. in the header tank. Can you see this like gold sort of flaky stuff? Kinda looks a little bit like a K-seal head gasket treatment type of thing, doesn't it? I wonder if it is, or I wonder if it's just worn off something. But yeah, the colour of that is not good at all. Fingers crossed though, it's going to be okay. In my experience, the 16 valve K-series were probably the worst for head gaskets. The 8 valves tend to be a little bit stronger, so I am holding out hope that this is going to be okay. But the 16 valves, bigger head, were not amazing. What else can we check on it? Not a lot really, is there? I mean, I think there's brake fluid in there, I can't really tell. It's very greasy though. Oh right, okay, that is full. Ugh. Ah, it's dripping everywhere. Full of brake fluid. Get off. Which is now all over my hands. So according to the last owner, he bought this, well, he said he rescued it from a scrapyard, shock, and his idea was he bought a few of these and was to just restore them at some point. Unfortunately never got round to doing that, but it did mean that we've got something to play with now. Not the best. That's damp as well. I'm going to leave that out. That's wet inside there. I'm going to leave that out so it all dries out. Not the best at all. But yes, we got these and then selling them off. Now I did see a automatic Austin Metro there, which looked pretty cool. I did like the look of that, but it was an automatic. And I don't want a slush box thing. If it was manual, I'd have probably bought that. But this one's a manual. And there's only one thing for it. Get the battery pack, hook it up, and see what noises it makes. Right, which one does the black one go on? That one. Charge minimum 1. It'd be a stretch to think if that would still work. I don't think it did work then. Nothing's happening when I do that. What do you want? I'm going to go and try and change the battery on this, because I just tried the key in the ignition and everything and the alarm still didn't want to go off. Hope this is not our first sort of major hurdle. It's a problem when you're dealing with these like cars with electronics. Battery changed. This is fun, isn't it? Oh. Yeah. It worked. Didn't like that noise. Wow. Okay, so none of the locks are working. The central locking isn't working at all. Hey, completely understandable. This car was built by people that didn't want to build it. But the alarm stopped, so that's really good. So if there was an immobilise on it as well through the alarm, because there isn't one in the key, then we should be in the clear. Should we have a quick game of what works and what doesn't? Let's just jump in here. Is that, shall I up the juice a bit? I think I should probably, let's stick it on number 2. What's that gauge saying? 2. Boost. Yeah, okay. Doesn't want to stick much in that battery. Cool. Oh, it's so small, I can't get in. I'm in. Why is this chair up so... Right, what's going on? Okay, and relax. Right, have we got ignition? Something is happening. I can hear a fuel pump. If that is a fuel pump, it might be something else. Okay, there's just not enough juice for anything there by the looks of it. Should be more lights on than that. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Forget everything I ever said about the build quality of Rovers. Those 2 windows have just gone down perfectly. What a great car. Why is that making so much noise though? Should we try and... I don't want to try and turn it over, I'm scared. Hold your breath. That worked. Ah, bits! Fuck. Interior light. Interior light. Oh, interior light. Oh, yes. It's a real car. Hazards. Okay, it needs more juice. Let's go and sort the juice out. Right, I've just flicked it onto start, which is probably the wrong thing to do. Got any more ignition lights? Okay. Oh good! It's not nice getting it out. Next service due, never. What time for that? Right, that light's now not flickering and making horrible noises. Right, okay, so let's try hazards again. Okay, still not enough juice, but I can see this light starting to come on. I should just put a new battery in it, shouldn't I? Should we do that instead? I thought that would have given us enough though. What about this? Oh, come on! The only thing I wanted to work! Ah. Might work when there's more power. What's in there? Never been smoked in. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Oh. Well, that works. That's good. I want to see what happens when we try and turn it over. Is this engine seized? not great. Okay, right, let's have a look at putting a battery in it. I don't want to try and take this off because there's a very rusty bolt there, and I just don't think it's going to come out. I'll get some plus gas though. I'll leave that out. No doubt we're going to need it. Is it this one? Nowhere to put anything. Right, okay, that's out the way. There is no chance this is undoing. Excuse me. Again, forget everything bad I ever said. Did you think that was going to? I didn't. Pretty good. Right, what's that, an 063? We got one of those lying around? Don't think so. It's going to be too big. Is it? Is it going to fit? Get in the fucking tray. Perfect. Oh, noises. Right, let me just get my torque wrench on these. Installed. Watch the lights. Can you see the lights from there? Yeah, not that one. Some light in it, isn't there? That headlight was disconnected already, we knew that. Just have to pop a new bulb in. It's quite warm today. Everything's sticking to me. It's like moisture and heat all at the same time. Turn that indicator off. Okay, we're back inside. We now have the addition of the battery light, which is great news. Come on, baby. Yeah, it's probably just a fuse. Nothing else to try really, is there? Sunroof's mechanical. Shall we? What do we do? Oh, nice. Oh, the height of luxury. Fuck. Right, okay. Power steering doesn't work. Oh, it's got a clock. Right, I just want to see, will she turn over? Absolutely nothing. It's not in gear. Right, what about pedals? What have we got? Clutch seems to be working. Now that was full of fluid, the brake, so right, it doesn't want to come back up, but it's not sinking to the floor. What about this one? Okay. That one's dangerous. Oh, Jesus Christ. We need to put some plus gas on that, I think. No turn over though. Wonder what that is. Start motor maybe? Potentially there's just not enough power to spin it over. or the engine seized. Have we got another larder on our hands here? Am I going to have to delete this video after I've put it out? Got about 500,000 volts up it. Still didn't want to start up. I can see the start motor straight away there though. I think that's it. And it is within striking distance. I've got an idea. See if Dickie's available to help me. Right, I'm going to strike the start motor and I just want you to hold the key in the start position. Cool.
Hey.
Are you holding it?
Yes, that's right over.
Keep it over again. No, it's not happy.
No, I'm not doing it.
Might be a fuse. I'll put this back. I thought it was just going to run. What have I got to do things? What have I got to think? Switch that back to charge before we set that battery on fire. Right, let's just put that there for a second. Because these fuses here were exposed, weren't they? So let me get my little multimeter. All those fuses are okay. I don't know if any of those were for the start motor or not though, you know. How do I always end up managing to pick the cars where there's no fucking information? What's that? Ah, it's a cover for that fuse box. Where are you? You're under there. Oh, dizzy. Where else would they put the fucking fuse box? Oh, it's going to be in there, isn't it? Okay. I hope this has got a diagram on the lid. Ah, it has. Can you? I don't think you can see that from there. Ah. Starting to run out of bits of carpet to nail on. Hey, yeah. Oh, that one's the comfiest. Just try it again. That's annoying, isn't it? What about the alarm? Maybe it's immobilised. Because the alarm's flashing. I thought that was going to be it then. I can definitely see it like drawing a current, so I don't know, man. I'm going to try this and then I'm going to try Just jumping the start motor. But I'd rather find out why it doesn't work before we do that. And we might also find out why the stereo doesn't work. That'd be good. Okay, all fuse is good. Oh, hello. It's got bloody OBD sockets. Ugh. Didn't expect that. Strangely, I have just noticed that the lambda sensor isn't plugged in to anything. Wonder why that is. I've just started to remove a lot of this paraphernalia so I can get easier access to the glove box. And I'm spotting... Hang on. Sorry, I don't think I actually meant to say glove box there. What I meant to say, of course, was starter motor. Way! More and more things that are unplugged, which is just dead weird. Where should we put these? Let's put them on there. How's everybody else's day going? Good? That's good. Oh! Yeah! Yeah! Oh, nice. Fantastic access to the starter motor there. There we go. We've got a few little nests of things on there, but where did I see it? That's the start motor there, by the way, if you didn't know. I saw something else that was unplugged. What was it then? Yeah, that there. What is that? Why is it just hanging around? Let's just spray some stuff on the throttle as well while we're here, look. Hopefully that'll free off. Might not even need it. Right, so earth is on there. I can see that. It looks a bit bent, but it's on there. And that is also on there. I felt something hot then. I did. That's properly on there. And so's the hot wire from that, which does go into this fuse box, but that's not the same wire. Interesting. I mean, if I've got to take the starter motor out, it doesn't look like the worst job in the world. Put a new one in, but where am I going to get one of those from? On a rainy Tuesday in Stoke. Look at the radiator. Tiny. Which one goes there? Oh yeah, okay. Get in the fucking thing. Get in it. I'm going to tighten this one up this time, just in case that does anything. No, but the sun's starting to come out, which is really annoying because I burn quite easily. What am I doing now? Get off. I mean, that is really corroded, but that connection there, but I've never seen that being the actual fault before. Oh! It's getting power. You're getting power, aren't you? even using the best start motor hammer I had, I still can't get it to go. So I'm going to take the start motor off. I think it's just stuck. It's just not working. So if I get it off, I can take it over to the bench, have a bit of a better look at it, try and bump start the starter motor on the bench, move things around, grease things up, you know, that kind of thing. It might just be like full of water and rust and it's just dead. And I'm going to phone around and see if I can get a starter motor, you know. Doesn't like gravel. Good job it's a low slung one, isn't it? I'm not jacking it up from there. Oh, it's just going straight through the sill. Oh, I can't get underneath it. Okay. Can't get the fucking jack, it's rust everywhere. Oh, yes. I needed to go up a tiny bit. Oh yeah, yeah. Fuck off. Find something solid. Yeah, that's the one. I knew there was some solid metal under there somewhere. Why has the wing just moved out half a foot? Oh. Ah. On the floor. Oh. It's raining. It's raining rust. Okay. I get it. We're a bit rusty, are we? I understand. Okay. Got a leaf in my hair. Should you get some more of that carpet? I think so. Waste not, want not, or something. Just pop my head under there. Yeah. Oh. Easy. Yeah, so how much is it? Oh, right, yeah, okay, right, I'm just taking the old one out. I'll tell you what, get it on it. That's what it'll cost you to get it there, won't it? But just get not yet, I'm just in the middle of doing it now. Have you got my mobile number there? If you send me some pictures, that'd be wicked. I'm looking at it now. It won't take me 2 minutes to get this off, and I'm just going to get it on the bench and just make sure it's not working. Magic. All right, I'll yeah, as soon as I got this one off and I've had a look, I'll give you a shout back. Cheers. Is that all right? It doesn't cost you anything to do, is it? No? Magic. Yeah, do that for us, and then I'll probably have it like. Cheers, mate. See you later. Bye. Not sponsored by them at all. Jim Barrow, they're the guys. Got a start motor, it's on its way. It'll be there for later on tonight. Anyway, it has just occurred to me, as I was on the phone then, that I haven't actually checked to see if this engine's seized or not. But you'd hear the start motor going clink, 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 you know, the solenoid in it, which I can't hear. So that's why I've just been carrying on. But it might be worth us checking. If it isn't seized, it is tight. Can't even hear the solenoid or anything on it though, but I can't. To get this cover off, there's about 28mm bolts and they go all the way down the side there, so it's getting the cam belt covers off is a bit of a ball ache. Trying to see another way I could turn the engine over. I'll try to at least. Getting the start motor off, at least I'd get on the flex plate there and have a go. It does feel a bit seized though. Was that definitely oil, not water? Smells like a serious lack of progression for this far into the video. Okay. I mean, that's essentially why Ford are still in business and Rover aren't, isn't it? Keep your eye on those wheels. Bollocks. I don't think they span round, did they? You can see how they just skidded. And I know the wheels are free because we pushed it there. Fantastic. So what I need to do now is really get that cam belt cover off and just have a look at that, and then I need to pull the spark plugs and see what the spark plugs look like and see if they're all rusty, see if it's full of water or not. But that engine's stuck. This could be the end, but let's have a look first, a bit more of a dig in, and then we'll see. But apparently it was running when it was parked, so, but that was 10 years ago. What can happen in 10 years? Really need to start checking if engines turn over before I buy the bloody things. Right, let's get these spark plugs out and see what's going on inside there. Best case scenario is that we pour a load of plus gas down here. Rob's coming down a little bit later on. He can sit in here and I'll pull him around the yard and he can just keep banging the clutch after I put a load of plus gas in these and hopefully unstick the engine. If not, we'll leave it overnight. We'll try and get these tyres sorted so we stand a bit more of a chance and go again tomorrow. That was probably him then. First one looks like a perfect spark plug, which is great to see. Exactly what I wanted. Ugh, what's that? I don't know, but I'm sure I've seen it in a film before. Alien? Our survey says Again, really, really good neck. Like that. Go. Again, not the worst. You know, what I'm not seeing is like a load of rust over them. You know what I mean? Over the ends of them, and like water sort of condensation-y type stuff. Woo! Look at that. So that's good, isn't it? I feel like Aladdin on this carpet. You know, if all else fails, excellent condition again. If all else fails, we could try and just fly away on this, couldn't we? Probably stand about as much chance of getting this one in as getting that carpet going. Get out of there. I'm a really good shot with this nowadays. What the hell was that? I'm having to do it like that because I lost a bloody straw for that the other day. Anyway, that's had an absolute soaking of its life. Yeah. I don't think it's going to have done anything, but we might as well try, innit? The thing that's interesting me though is there's no tick, ding, 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 which you'd get if the engine was seized. Strange. And they're all okay. Anyway, I'm going to try and get some wind in these tyres now, so at least we can push it back and try again with the truck, you know. Right. It's got more air in it than it had before. I said it's got more air in it than it had before. I had to take the microphone off because when I'm rolling around on the floor, it gets caught on things. Air's leaking out of this one really fast, but I think the one on the other side's worse. I've only got one spare, so we'll just see which one's worse. I've got the feeling we may have our contender here for the spare wheel, and I say that because even though it is going up there, well, I don't think that's supposed to happen, is it? All the, you know, masking tape in the world's not going to fix that. And all the air's gone out again. Okay, let's try that front one. This one's going up, isn't it? That one will get you home. Last bit of carpet. Due to all the rust, that one really didn't want to come out. Looks in okay shape, but there's no air in it. Looks like a decent tyre. This is Dunlop. Make them with big wheels next time. Bit rough under there. Found a strong bit though. My hands smell of plus gas. Moved it to a more suitable position, and the idea now is to jack this corner up and see if I can get anything onto the bottom pulley of the engine and try and sort of crack it loose with a bar. I can't see, there's no access at all from the top, and I don't think there's going to be access from underneath, but we're going to have a go. Find something solid. Yeah. Okay. Let's find something else. Oh dear. Okay. I'm going to get my head under there, but oh my god, everything's incredibly rotten. Oh dear. That's solid though, I should have just checked it up on there. Oh no, look at that chassis rail. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh god, oh my god, look at that corner over there. I can't imagine this car's ever going to really get back on the road. Right, what's behind there? Ah, I can see the bottom pulley. Okay, let's just take that off dead neatly. Okay, that's been removed. Now, that's your bottom pulley there. What size is that, do we think? Looks like a 27 or something. Right, I could probably do with taking this wheel off, and then I can get a bar to come straight out of there. Let's do that. What was that then? Was that just that wheel spinning round? I can see a tiny little bit of movement on that. Oh shit, what was that? Got what I was doing. Problems? Always problems. Seized engine, I think.
Alright, shit.
Yeah. Another seized engine.
Squirt down or something.
I'm hoping I'll crack it. My mate's coming down later and we're going to pull it round the yard. He's going to keep banging the clutch with the spark plugs out. Which is my answer to everything. Did you hear that?
Ooh.
What was that?
I don't know, something moved, isn't it? There you go.
Oh well, was that not the other wheel spinning round?
Yeah. Shafts. Give it another go. Tell you if it's moving.
Was that moving?
The wheel's not moving round. It's moving from side to side like that. It's not moving round.
Fucking hell. I wonder if we've done it.
Yeah.
Oh, engine's moving. I just seen the bottom pulley move. Oh, come on. Well, let's try and get something on that bottom pulley in it. Make it a bit easier. Right.
Your belt's going out. The belt's not out.
Let's get some stuff on there. Oh my god, look at this. This is not cool. Oh, can you see that? How do we focus? That is, they're all like, why isn't it focusing? Obviously not going to touch it, but they are like mini eggs or something. Not Cadbury's mini eggs, just mini spider's eggs. Damn, nasty. Engine turns over. I mean, what a mega result that was. Just broke free, popped free, and that was with spinning the gearbox round as well. You know, I was just trying to take the bloody wheel off. It's Robbie, I don't need him now. But the just trying to get the fucking wheel bolt off has broken that engine free. So again, it's plus gas. Get the plus gas down the cylinders, it works wonders. Still nothing on the key, so I'm going to take the starter motor off now, like we were going to originally. Take it to the bench, see if I can jump it. If I can't jump it, then we know that it's a dead start motor, and we'll get another one ordered, and we'll put that one on, and we might stand a chance of this thing running and driving. Just take a little nap. Oh. Okay. What am I doing? Last bolt. Come on. Second to last bolt. Should just fall out now, shouldn't it? This start motor, dead straightforward. No dice. Well, that's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, the starter motor's knackered, which is fine because there's one on its way into Jim Barrow now, which we'll probably get in the morning. But the engine turns over. I'm just dead happy with that, you know. And hopefully the plus gas that's in there now is going to be doing even more work in there while we're waiting for the starter motor to go. And yeah, starter motor, I've just had it in on the bench in there, just trying to smash it to bits with a hammer. Still nothing. I managed to get a couple of little noises out of it, out of the solenoid, but wasn't enough to push it forward and start spinning. So we've got to put one of those on, and then we need to look at like fuel and stuff like that. Is it going to get fuel? Does the fuel pump work? There's a little filter at the back there. I think that's a filter. There's a filter at the back there which we can crack and see if we're getting anything through the fuel tank on the key. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so this piece here I've just undone, hopefully enough that any fuel, oh, smells like petrol. So if I put the ignition on now, potentially we'll shoot some fuel. I'm obviously a complete moron. It's not going to do anything without the fucking battery on it, is it? Jesus Christ. Heard something then. I wonder if it's not doing it because the start motor circuit's not complete. It needs the other cables on to pump it through. Not sure. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But if we do need a fuel pump, I'll have a little look and see what's available. Just got to Jim Barrow's to get this start motor. I've managed to do a tip run as well. Lovely ladies and gentlemen at the Chester tip let me in with this big rig. Happy to see it. And look what I've parked next to here. How nice. Gorgeous little E30. Real nice bit of kit. Always a nice car here, isn't there? Not massively successful that trip, however, we did make up for it. So I've got the start motor off them. It was the wrong one. Someone wrote on the box incorrect unit, but they didn't spot it. So wrong starter motor, but it's okay. They're going to send me a Bosch one for the morning, but I have taken the other one back as well because I might be able to use that. I can use the parts off it. I don't know. I might just leave it and just call it a day because it's almost 5 o'clock anyway. But to make up for my trip, even though I went to the tip, I didn't tell him that. I gave him some stickers, and look what he's given me. A brand new Napa cap, which I have to adjust, and a blue Napa cap. How nice are they? So smart. That is going to get dirty real quick. Cheers, Jimbo, appreciate that. And back to base, offload what we've got, and then see if that start motor, if we can do something with it, or see if I can't be bothered and we'll wait until the morning. And if you want to buy one of these caps off me, go into the link in the description and you can find the caps on there along with t-shirts and hoodies and all sorts of cool stuff as well, which helps me with the channel. And if you want to see anything that I'm doing outside of the videos that you watch, add me on Facebook and Instagram, Tasty Classics UK, and you'll be able to have a perv and see what I'm up to. I always post stuff on the story and that of how the cars are going and what I'm up against and things, so it's a bit of fun on there as well. But yeah, okay, back to base. Hello everybody and welcome to day 2 in the, what I'm affectionately calling, Rusty Rover Resurrection. Now, before you hear are 3 starter motors, 4 starter motors including the one what we took off the car. Now I have to identify which one of these is going to be the right one for this and hope that there is a right one in there, because we just didn't know because I didn't have this one with me. And the pictures were very unclear. So where should we start? Let's start in the middle. This is by a company called APEC. So initial impressions are, that looks about the right size. A little bit shorter maybe. The bolt pattern. Bloody hell, that looks spot on actually, doesn't it? That looks really good. What do you think? That could be the one. All the connections are the same pretty much. Well, that has only got 2 bolt holes. So I don't think it's going to be that one. Ooh, another contender. That one looks even more like it, doesn't it? What about lengthwise? Yeah, perfect lengthwise. Could this be the one? Should we give it a go? Pop that back in that box there. We need to like tie a rope around the air in these tyres because it just keeps escaping. Oh look! Wave to Dickie, everybody. Right, let's have this. Which way around it going like that? Hello again. Okay, looking good so far. Should we put all 3 bolts in? Yeah, might as well. We're here, innit? There's the keys. Starter motor's in, battery's in. Come on! Fantastic news. That noise then was hopefully that spinning over. There's obviously no spark plugs in it, so we're not going to see anything. But let's just give it a few more runs. Oh, listen to it squeal. Didn't hear a fuel pump though. Spark plug's back in. I don't know. See if it starts. It's very nice to hear it turning over, though, isn't it? We can all relax back into our chairs now, I think. It's going to be interesting to see if that unplugged lambda sensor gives us any issues as well, isn't it? I think it's supposed to be plugged into the thing around the back, but the lambda sensor wire is too short. It's a wrong lambda sensor, is what I can gather from that. I was going to leave this spark plug out so we can check for spark. Should we do that? Can I reach both? Huh. Yes, I can. We have a spark, and from the sounds of it, some sort of compression. Sounds pretty tight, but it's turning over and it sounds like it has got compression. Let me pull the big starter box over and we'll maybe have a look at... I don't think it's a big problem, but that jack seems to be stuck underneath the car. Anyway. I think that squealing noise is the alternator being all seized. Nothing a sustained 4,000 RPM for, you know, 5 minutes won't cure, but no firing. Now, I can't hear the fuel pump. I'm going to try a few cycles of on and off. Absolutely nothing, which is very disappointing. Jack that corner up and try and welly on it. I think it's inside the fuel tank coming out the side. I'll have to have a look. But I kind of just want to hear it bark off, and then at least we know. I don't know what we'll know, but maybe that the cam belt's still attached. Right, let's just get some. Wow. Okay. So she runs off a little bit of easy start, and I know a lot of people say don't put brake cleaner down it. You're gonna, you know, damn it. Look at what we're doing here. The engine was seized less than 24 hours ago. I think there's going to be some damage already there, and looking at what I've seen underneath, I don't think this thing's going on the road anytime soon anyway. But we now know that we've not got any sort of bigger issues, you know, in terms of like timing's gone or sparks wrong, just anything like that, you know. We know that it fires. So I'm going to get that back corner jacked up and have a look at this fuel tank. Nice and shiny. So look, I've got my arse in the air, and I've just clocked that that alarm light is alarmed, it's flashing, and I'm just wondering if that is anything to do with the fuel pump, you know. But yeah, it's not on now, so fuel pump probably is dead. Just going to get my nose underneath there and we'll see what it looks like. Let's use this bit of carpet. Okay. I'm not getting under the car because it's on axle stands, but because it's not on axle stands, but oh dear, look at that bit of floor. Oh, holy Moses. Okay. Is this the fuel tank? Right, it looks like it's on the other side, so let's move over there. Right, you can probably see better than me, but yeah. So I just go around the side and over to the back there, underneath this real just like square beam, I-beam of someone's house. Pipes look okay though. I don't think they're going to be the problem. Rusty. So rusty. Right, let me just have a little quick Google and see where the fuel pump's actually located on this. It might be under the rear seat. Haha, guess where the fuel pump is? That's right, underneath that circle in the rear seats. Classic. Now, this is another point on the whole Rover why they sort of went under type thing. So, I know a few other manufacturers don't have a seal that you can take out. But do you remember when we did it on this thing? In the last Left 4 Dead? And there was a seal, and you could take it out, and you got access to it straight away. So imagine now, this is 1996, because both of these cars are from 1996, 1997. Imagine you go to your mechanic and you say, my fuel pump's gone. He says, you're in this? He goes, oh, it's 150 quid, replace it for you. And now imagine you've turned up in this. Now, the way to do this properly without cutting a hole in the, you know, floor of the car, the body of the car, is to drop the subframe, drop the tank, drop the exhaust, and do it all from above. Now, if you came to me with one of these to do that, it's hours, you know, it's a big job, it's not a nice job, it's, you know, really, really sort of heavy and difficult work. Probably need a couple of you there just to get things back up and bolt stuff back on. So you're going to be looking at hundreds and hundreds just to do that job. Whereas that, very simple, very straightforward. So again, this is what I'm talking about. It's just little things like that that led to a lot of these going into scrap yards and people just not buying them. Anyway, cool. I'm going to get an angle grinder and cut a big hole in that. Look how easy access is now, and we didn't have to take anything off. To be fair, a lot of mechanics would just do this anyway, and then they'd just put a bit of seam seal around there and charge the customer the same amount as they charge them on day. Anyway, if you're okay with cutting a hole in the floor, you've now got access. This is the plug. I need to check that we've got power going to this, and if we have, that means the fuel pump's knackered, not the relay or fuse or anything like that, which I don't think it is because I tested the fuses yesterday. So I'm going to ask Sticky to come and give us a hand just flicking the key while I get a multimeter on that. Next Left 4 Dead, should we do a car with a carburettor? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? We'd be done by now and you could be watching something else. Right, so this is a fuel pump. Not in the best nick, but also not the worst. That's your little pump there, motory job, and you've just got a simple red and white there, red and black. Now, fuck off, fuel. I just want to see, looks quite brown, that fuel, doesn't it? I just want to see if I attach a little power probe or two little bits of cable attached to these jump leads onto this fuel pump. I want to make sure that it definitely doesn't work. Now I could do this in the car, but if you can tell me why that's a bad idea, then you get 100 internet points. So type in the comments why that would be a bad idea to power probe this in the car. Right, does this work? Yep. So where's the little thing? I mean, this isn't even the best idea out here, but I can't quite get that one in there, so let's just remove that. I like throwing things on the floor. Right, so that is to that one, whatever that is, and this is right. So fuel pump is knackered, but if I can get them to stay in there. Where's my that'll do. It's buzzing, you can hear it buzzing, come on. Come on! You can do it! Started to buzz then. We're so close. Wants to do something, I can feel it buzzing in my hand, but it's not going to go. Sad. Now, I want to get this video out potentially today or tomorrow, really. Tonight or tomorrow. Well, at least finish getting it edited and stuff and get this thing driving. Now, I can't get a fuel pump for this, as usual. It's a similar state of the start motor, so it might be tomorrow and it might be the wrong one. But even if I could, it's a, you know, a lot more money just to throw at this thing, really. So what we could try and do, that's your pickup there, and I've got my power. We could try and make something work, couldn't we? Needs to be a fairly high pressure, but I've got a fairly high pressure fuel pump. Let's have a look. This is what we've come up with so far. So this is a fuel pump that I had lying around, and this is the power wire from the car. Let's make sure they don't touch, but they shouldn't do. Okay, I'll put a little something between them, and then that is the pipe that sends the fuel down to the engine. Now this hopefully will work when I twist the key. If you can keep your eye on that. Let's try that without the alarm on. So you see it working there, see it moving? Which is the best news we've ever had. So what I need to do now is hook this to the boat tank and that to that, and then we should have a working fuel system. Whoa, space age. That was a lot more faff than I'd like to admit, because this end of this spare fuel pump that I've got is just too fat and I couldn't get anything to make a C on it, but I think I have now. I think. Any leaks? No, just keep an eye on it there for me. Something leaking there? Is it bad enough to worry about? Yes, it is leaking a bit at the back there. This big fat pipe again. Hang on. Tighten that up as much as I can. Okay. Okay. That sounded like fuel was getting to the fire. Come on, baby. It's another really hot and humid day here. And the sun keeps coming out and burning my flesh. Fuel system's there. I want to see if this thing goes. It nearly barked off then. Come on, baby. You've got more life left in you yet, I'm telling you. Come on. Come on! Look at the smoke! cover. Okay, we might need fire suppressants. Are we going to be on fire or are we going to play ball? Oh. Scary stuff. The alternator, C-solid, locked solid. And the belt has... The belt, I think, is that the belt? Ow, it's hot. Ow, it's hot. Ow, that's really hot. That's the belt. Whoops. Anyway, you don't need alternators to run. How nice does that sound? Tiny little tick, but nothing much really. I mean, that's taken a lot longer than I would have liked, but does actually sound sweet apart from that tick. Got any smoke out the exhaust? Has it got an exhaust? That looks amazing. How's my little fuel system doing? Buzz, buzz, buzz. I have just noticed that there is a huge amount of return going back into the tank, which is annoying, isn't it? But we can always feed it from that tank anyway, if we need to. What's going on in here? We've got a battery light. Power steering doesn't work because I imagine that's on the same as the alternator. Wow. After 10 years of sitting, completely left for dead. She now sounds like an angel. Absolutely love it. So I've cleared the deck. Is this thing going to drive? I mean, I don't know if it's going to run without the pack attached to it, so that's interesting, but will it move? Does the clutch work? Does the gearbox work? Do the brakes work? I'm not planning on going anywhere apart from around the yard, but should we see if she moves? Gear number 1. I think the power steering might... Oh no, it's just very light. Gear number backwards. Very good brakes as well. Should we go for a little spin? Right then. Her first drive in 10 years. Got to be quite sensible because there's a gaping hole in the back there where all the fuel's sloshing around, but wow, so far so good. smooth as silk. Even with the complete. Is that second gear too much? Second gear too far? It is. I can feel the brakes dragging, which is completely understandable. We are motoring. We are going. This thing. Yeah, considering there's no suspension, it feels like absolutely fine. No dramas at all, like. Going on to some smooth stuff here. Oh, bogs down a bit. I think that's probably because there's no lander sensor attached. Oh, the brake's just the pedal. If I lift the pedal up, it stops the brake stops sticking. Which, you know, it's just going to be a little bit of less gas. Oh, second gear with ease, man. Absolute ease. Oh, yes. So smooth. Fast as well. Oh man, what a dream. Should we go and see Dickie, see what he thinks? Sounds great as well, doesn't it? Well,
Sounds, yeah.
it's very quiet right now, but I'm going to get it up on the ramp now and see how bad it is.
Probably front checking points are non-existent.
I think everything underneath is non-existent. Very light steering. Oh. Got to keep remembering to pull that brake pedal up though. Fantastic. Look at that truck there, isn't it cool? Right, I really want to see what this thing's like underneath, just for a laugh. So let's get that Spitfire off the ramp and let's see how bad it is. Oh dear. What's happening here? What is... Is it supposed to do that? It's still going, isn't it? I did that on purpose, by the way. Okay. Whoops. Is that still coming down? I can hear. Is it from that stone there? Let me get that stone out of there, look. Just pulled that stone out and it stopped leaking air now, so that's good, isn't it? Right then, so what do we know about this mess? Oh, it does not look good everywhere. Okay, let's get started. What about this side? Oh, there's a plastic cover on that side so you can't see the rust. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Am I really going to go underneath this? Right, so we start at the back. That's really precariously placed on there, so I should definitely not go underneath it, but I think I'm going to anyway. Holes, yeah, holes. What about underneath it? Oh, look at this thing. That is really not there. One thing it shares with the Mini. Terrible rust. Yeah, all great. Did we ever decide what this pipe was for? I thought it was for the suspension, but it looks like it's complete there. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Repairable. Here we go, we're going underneath. Let's do this quickly. That whole floor sill. Look at that. That is some rust. And this ramp leg that I just kicked under anywhere because I thought it'd be funny has gone completely through the floor. Oh my God, look at that. That is hilarious. And on this side, oh my God, exactly the same, but almost even worse. Look at the mangledness of everything. Look at that. That is a large chunk of metal that I've just pulled off this thing. Oh my God, it's so bad. It's just one of the worst I've ever seen. Especially for a P-Reg. Oh my God. Not going back on the road, ever. All the chassis gone and everything. All the really good bits are really bad bits. It is dead. But it runs and it drives. How cool is that? A valuable source of spares for someone, maybe. It's interesting to think, isn't it, that Mini there is something that, you know, Austin Rover were trying to kind of recreate and sort of, you know, this is another amazing small car. And, you know, they did miss the mark quite a bit, unfortunately, but it's still a bit of fun. I like the way it looks. The engine sounded great then. Didn't run it for long enough to see if it'd overheat or anything, but probably would. I've never seen such a rusty car though. That is gone in a big way. But I really enjoyed that. That was great fun. Just tackling it, you know, getting it from its grave and going, no, I want to hear you run one more time. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, someone could make use of that. Imagine if it was just someone living on a farm and they just wanted something for the kids to run up and down the drive and teach them to drive and stuff like I did when I was, you know, long before I passed my driving test. And if you do want that, you know, give me what it owes me, 360 quid, you can have it. I might stick it back on eBay at that and see if anybody wants it. But yeah, great fun. Really enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did enjoy this episode, let me know. Let me know what you think of the car. I can't really do anything else with it. I can't take it on the road or anything because it's properly gone. I wouldn't trust that on the road at all. It looks like it's going to just fall to pieces, you know. I've got no excuse for that one. And the petrol would splash around everywhere. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, let me know. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye.